Howdy folks, and welcome back to the DIY HVAC Guy YouTube channel. Today we are going to be testing out the Bluetti 2000 watt solar generator, as well as the 350 watt solar panel kit that they generously sent out for me to test. Now, something that hasn't received a lot of testing with these particular power stations is how well they power your furnace and how long they can do so. So to begin with, let's go ahead and just show you some of the features. So right here we have our 6 120 volt AC outlets. As you can see, we're charging up, we're 99%. Really nice display. This is all touchscreen. So you have settings, your home page, data, and fault codes, which is really nice. For something of this sophistication level, it's really nice to have the fault codes in case you have to get this repaired or what have you. Down here we have USB ports, and we also have 2 USB-Cs there. Right here we have 2 12-volt DC outputs in various styles, our fancy power button. And over here on the left side, we've got our input for our charger, which we are utilizing right now. And then this right here is for our PV350 Solar charger. So that's where we're gonna plug in the solar charger. It has a pretty good sized length cable with the solar panel, but we'll show you that in just a minute. Another really nice feature about this Bluetti 2000 is it has 2 15-watt wireless chargers. So if you're camping or doing something where you don't have power, you can put your phones right on there and charge them up. And that's pretty much it as far as the features on this product. Now, if you have another type of power station other than Bluetti, or this will apply to this as well, and you cannot power your furnace, and you can't figure out why it's not powering your furnace, make sure you watch this whole video, because I have a really interesting snippet on something you can try to get this to work with your furnace. Some of the higher efficiency furnaces require this, that you do this little trick that I'll show you in this video. So we're gonna get it set up. We'll show you the solar panel, and we'll see just how long this will run my 60,000 BTU gas furnace. So this is the Bluetti PV350, the 350 watt solar panel. And as you can see, it is really nice, really large, really compact as well. It's not super heavy. So our cable and everything is in this little packet here, and it's got a pretty good length to it. I would say maybe probably 10 or 12 feet. Now I'm just gonna open this up and show you how large this is. And it also has these little guys so you can stand it up, retractable, which is really, really nice. So it basically has 4 panels here that you can orient however you want, depending on the location of the sun. Now, in this particular application, we don't have full sunlight, so this is going to be a real-time test. As if you're in a winter storm, you can set these up and still get some energy and put it into the power station. So let's go ahead and get this set up, and we'll get this test started. All right, so as you can see, we've got our solar panel hooked up here. Now this kit comes with all of the adapters from Bluetti. So we required these 2 adapters to run it into our power station here. And as you can see, we are at 100%. We're just gonna click on the AC off button. We're gonna turn it on. And now as you can see, AC is on. And then we have 1 extension cord running into our furnace through this little window. So let's head down to the furnace, and we'll show you a really cool setup that we've got at the furnace. All right, so down here at our furnace, you may have seen this video. If you haven't, I highly recommend checking out that video. When you're done with this, it'll be at the end of this video on how to set this up the same way for your furnace. So to kind of simplify how this works, all it is this pigtail goes to the wiring on the furnace, and there is no juice to this at any point the switch is on right now. I'm not being electrocuted. This is completely dead. And this is our power source for the furnace, like a regular outlet. The only difference is it has a switch here. So if you need to maintenance the furnace, you can switch that off and that will kill power to this outlet. Now the advantage to this setup is that in this situation, I have this going to my generator, to my power station, whatever your alternate power source is. All you have to do is unplug it and plug it in right here. So it's 11 o'clock, we're starting this test, 11:02. We've got our pigtail plugged into our power station, and there we have it. Our inducer just turned on. We'll just watch this furnace fire up, and then we'll just give you an update in a few hours on where our percentage is on our power station. And then also I'm going to show you that cool trick if you cannot get your power station to power your furnace. It's very easy, and in most situations with high efficiency furnaces, it does work. Today's video is brought to you by Skillshare. For those of you who don't know what Skillshare is, it's an online learning platform where you can browse hundreds of different courses on different topics to help you grow as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, for me as a YouTube creator. So recently I started a course that Charles Carter has developed very well, and I've learned different ways that I can create engaging content that's going to help my channel. So if you haven't checked out Skillshare yet, click on the link in the video description and you'll get 1 month of access to all of the different courses on Skillshare, and you can see just how amazing this platform is. All right, so what we've got here is a regular extension cord, and what we've done is we've taken a pigtail. I'll leave a link for a pigtail in the video description, just a standard 3-prong, and we've wired it in here. Very basic, just I soldered this one, and I had 2 male ends. Now, this is called a suicide cord, and you're probably wondering, why are the 2 flat ends lopped off? Now, the answer is, on a lot of these power stations, we have to utilize the house ground. Otherwise, the power station will not function. It won't work. And so I've recommended this to a lot of people. All we've done is cut off the 2 power and neutral tabs on both of these. So we're basically just taking our ground, we're going to plug this into our outlet that's going to utilize this ground from the house. You know, that big rod that goes down into the ground, that's going to utilize that. And we're going to plug this end into our power station. And no power will go through this wire, only the ground, and that should resolve your problem. All this will cost you is the amount of a cheap extension cord. This one is longer than is necessary, and then a pigtail that's about $12. So not very much money is involved here. So we're going to show you how this is set up at the power station and the furnace, and hopefully this will resolve your problem. All right, so the one end we are going to plug in, and it might be a little bit loose like that. That's totally fine. Again, we're just utilizing the ground. If you don't have this same setup as what I have, just plug this into any outlet in your home and it will utilize the ground regardless of if you have power or not. That's the beauty of this cable. So we're gonna plug this one in here, and then we're gonna take our other end and we're just gonna plug that into another outlet on our inverter or our power station. So let's do that. All right, now at our power station, we're just gonna find an additional outlet and we're just gonna plug it in, and hopefully that will resolve your problem. I've had a bunch of people say that I recommended this, that say it works. So I think it might be beneficial for you, so I just wanted to share. Well guys, it's been 7 hours. It's currently 6 o'clock. And as you can see, we are at 54%. It is 10:15. We're at 16%. So our unit made it until 1 a.m. that evening. It was really late, so I didn't have my phone out. So 14 hours total runtime. This was outside, hooked up to the solar panel with minimal light. Now I wanted to do another test to see how long this will run if it's next to the furnace with a short extension cord in a conditioned space, not outside where it's 30 degrees. So I'm gonna do another test. We're charged up to 100%. I'm gonna plug it in down at the furnace, show you what time it is, and I'm gonna let this run overnight and see if we can beat that 14-hour run time. So let's do it. Right, guys, it is just about 10:30. I just unplugged this, so we're at 98%, pretty much full. I'm gonna shut off the power here, and I'm gonna plug this guy in right here. So we'll give you an update in the morning. We're gonna keep it at 61 degrees overnight. Good night. All right, well, I woke up a little bit later than expected, but it's almost 10 and we are at 13%. So at 10:30, it will have been 12 hours. So we'll give you an update here in a couple hours. Well, guys, it is 12:15 and this thing just quit. So we're still at 61 in the house. So this puts us at 14 hours. Well, guys, I'm really pleased with the Bluetti 2000. 14 hours of runtime. Didn't really matter if it was outside or inside. If I had full solar with that massive panel, I'm convinced that this would have run for several more hours. But in a real-time situation where it's a winter storm, you're probably not going to have a bunch of sunlight to help you out. But still, 14 hours, really awesome with this machine. Make sure you check out this product in the video description. We have a special discount code for you awesome viewers. So I hope you found this video helpful. If so, leave it a like, and we have some more backup heat, backup power videos coming out very soon. So until next time, you guys be safe. Later.